Is Airbnb on the verge of collapse? Well, it depends who you ask. Revenues are down, allegedly, up to 50% in markets like Phoenix, Arizona, and Austin, Texas. If you're an Airbnb owner or user, at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can drop a comment below to be featured in my next video. In headlines that you could only find in 2023, we've got a realtor versus an economist. Now, I know many of you are probably just going to side with the economist, but as they say, an economist is someone who can tell you tomorrow why what they predicted today was incorrect yesterday. But for what it's worth, an Airbnb spokesperson did say that revenues are up 19% from their data. However, they're the only ones that says revenue are up. For my city, Austin, Texas, there's another headline about Airbnbs on the verge of collapse. Some owners are saying it's overrated, and these are just headlines. However, that same owner did say he has seen revenues down year over year, 15 to 20%. So where's the truth? It's like my father says, there's three sides to every story. Your version, their version, and the truth. So let's look at the data and see if we can find today's version of the truth. The viral tweet that started it all said that revenues for Airbnb year over year were down up to 40%, 40 to 50% in some large metros. So that word becomes very important later on. An economist ran some different analysis based on their data, and they said, yes, revenues are down, but it's closer to 3%, not 40%. That's a 37% difference for those of you watching at home. And like I said, Airbnb is saying that their revenues are up 19%. So what's the truth? On this channel, I hope you earn more money and keep more of the money you earn. So fortunately for me, I've also interviewed a lot of short-term rental experts. I also have a number of them that follow me. And here's what they said. First of all, they said that you need to run the numbers for yourself. If you're getting into Airbnb or you're thinking of getting out of Airbnb, as noted by that viral tweet, they were saying that people who have low interest rates, this is not going to be new to you, mortgages, are hesitant to sell and hesitant to get out because interest rates are hovering around 7% now. And they're saying that new investors getting to Airbnb or potentially late investors are going to be finding it more difficult to get out of this market. They also have a smaller margin for error. Let's be honest here. Airbnb has a vested interest to make it seem like their revenues are up. So honestly, I'm going to ignore that data. I'm not going to say that they're lying, but they're the most biased here for saying that their revenues are up. And you can look that up for yourself. It's all widely available. They're saying that revenues are up 19%. However, I like some of these comments from, admittedly, my realtor. So my realtor is not only an Airbnb investor, he helped me get my first investment property. And he was saying that it's about running the numbers. That's obviously why I want to work with him. I think what we're seeing across the board that everyone admits, and it's like the one thing everyone agrees on, is that the Airbnb market is saturated, especially in large metros like Austin, Texas. They list Phoenix, Arizona, and there's 10 others that they're talking about here where, everyone tried to get in, make a profit. Nothing wrong with that. My realtor ran the numbers, so he's not panicked. He's not worried. He knew what he was going to do going in, and he knows what he's going to do to exit the market. I feel like a lot of these individuals who might be panicked, collapse or otherwise, they weren't planning for what happens when things go wrong. Also like this comment from Jeff, who specializes in flipping properties, and we were in a mastermind together, so I reached out to him, and he's saying, and he points out a good example that you also see in the data, that yes, revenues may be down. Let's say you were making $10,000 a few years ago when everything was great, or everything wasn't great. We were in the middle of a pandemic, but people were looking to travel again and find these new experiences through Airbnb, which I'm going to come back to at the end of the video about what I think the solution is. Now you might be making $6,000. $3,000 might be going to your expenses or new expenses. I know cleaning fees are up. And as my realtor points out, a lot of regulations have either changed or caught up to this new short-term rental market that Airbnb is primarily dominating. So yes, we're dealing with changes. Yes, we're dealing with high interest rates, but I think the people who follow these next steps will survive. As my realtor Quinn points out, those who have strong financial positions might actually come out in a stronger financial position, even if they're dealing with a tight Airbnb market right now. Once again, another theme that I am seeing across the board is to run those numbers. And pretty much I think everyone except for Airbnb is saying that revenues are likely going to decline or be fairly stagnant for the rest of 2023. So what are you to do if you're an Airbnb owner now, or you're thinking about becoming one in the future? Once again, I'm going to say run the numbers. I like this solution from a comment on my Instagram where she's talking about some people are house hacking. So she never was having this as her primary property. So even if there is a collapse or a downturn, she can navigate it because she was never using it as her primary property. You've heard about Airbnb arbitrage. And if you haven't, drop a comment below. I'll do a complete video on that. And so I think these individuals are just going to have to get more savvy around a changing market, potentially not a collapsing market. And if that is the case, of course, I'll be back with another video for that. And I said I was going to deliver on two things for this video. Number one, if you are an Airbnb owner or user, drop a comment below for a feature in my next video. And I'm probably going to end with this comment from my realtor who always runs the numbers. And I like this. Those individuals who made a whole ass effort and we're just not trying to get rich quick will be fine. That's my thoughts on the Airbnb collapse. Let me know yours below. And of course, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so I know you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching.